Hi folks, so today's video is going to be the start of another week using another palette. I'm not sure if I mentioned last week, but the palette that I'm going to be using is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. So I wanted to use a palette that was more inexpensive just because I figured it was something that would be readily available to most people. So as of yesterday, I found this in my drugstore for like $5. I guess maybe depending like $5-6 depending on which one you go to. So yeah, it's from Wet n Wild. You get 8 eyeshadows, and I think this palette is one of the best little palettes that you can pick up from the drugstore for that price. So this first video, I'm starting off with a look that I wear to work a lot, and this is something that I just grab and put on and I'm out the door. I did forget to mention at the end of the video because I was rambling on about some other stuff, but I forgot to mention what was on the rest of my face. My contour is NYX Taupe Blush, my blush is Milani's Luminoso, and then my highlight is Kat Von D's Thunderstruck. But to be honest, the reason why my face is looking so good, I have been using a new skincare brand. So my face hasn't looked sort of like this nice and fresh in years. I studied skin for 10 months when I was about 21, and even then, my skin now I feel like is better than that. I've only used these new products for about like a week now, so I don't really want to tell you guys what they are just in case I do have some sort of like adverse reaction to them later on. I'm going to try them out for a little bit over a month, and then I'm going to kind of touch base with you guys in February and give you guys my opinions on them. So just a heads up if you're wondering why my skin is looking pretty good. Alright, so the shadows in the palette are actually sort of labeled. They're imprinted in the eyeshadows. Mine have kind of worn away, but it's say brow bone, eyelid, crease, and then definer. Whatever the hell definer means, like I guess like accent color. I don't know. I'm obviously not really going to follow this. So these shadows don't have names, so I am going to just refer to them as this one, that one, and the other. So I'm going to use this one right here, which is almost kind of like a rose goldy, like a lighter rose goldy kind of eyeshadow. My inner corner highlight and my brow highlight is this one right here, which is more of a light gold. And then I did use a little bit of this definer shade just in my outer corner. Brushes I'm using today, just 3, very simple. A MAC 239, a MAC little pencil brush, I forget the name of that, and then a MAC 217, so those 3. Alright, I'm just going to take my MAC 239 into the eyelid color, and this color is just going to get applied all over my lid. The color is beautiful. It has some nice sheen to it, and it applies really well, doesn't have any fallout, not a lot of kick up in the pan. Now I'm just sort of roughly applying that onto the lid. I'm also just going to take that and apply it right underneath the bottom eyelashes. So this is the look that I do fairly often when I just need something quick to go to work, so this isn't going to be very technically challenging at all. I'm just taking the 217, dipping into a little bit more of that same color, and I'm just going to use this to just sort of blend all of this out and take it and blend it underneath the bottom lashes as well. And then with that same brush, I'm going to take a little bit of the brow bone sort of golden highlight shade, and I'm just going to put that right onto my brow bone. So you can see, like, that has some really nice pigmentation to it, and it's a really pretty highlight. And I can remember when I first got this palette like a long time ago, I'm taking that same brow bone color on the inner corner. I got this palette a while ago, and I was so pleasantly surprised by the quality. It's just because when I was growing up, Wet n Wild was always sort of associated with like cheap drugstore makeup. And not even that drugstore makeup is bad, it's just like Wet n Wild as a brand was just, to me, always in my head labeled just as cheap. And so I always assumed that it wasn't going to be very good. And so, you know, I kept hearing things about this palette, and I figured, well, it's $5, I might as well pick it up, right? And was so surprised at the quality of these eyeshadows that like some of these are actually better than eyeshadows I've gotten in $60, $70 palettes. So I mean, don't ever judge a book by its cover or judge something that is in the drugstore or whatnot. Like, you know, maybe do some research, see if it's something that people like. But this is definitely one that, like, for $5, it's so good. Yeah. I just find that a lot of us, you know, watching so many beauty videos can get sort of like wrapped into the hype of high-end products and sort of forget that there's really good inexpensive things out there as well. Just sort of keep it in mind that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get really beautiful makeup. Alright, so you just went ahead and applied that, and I mean, really, if I was being super lazy, I'd probably just leave that like that and put lashes on. It's just a nice wash of color, it has some shine to it, a little bit of a peachiness, like rosy kind of color to it, and I would probably just leave it like that, but I am going to darken it up just a tad on the outer corner. I find it just makes it a little bit more dramatic. And so I'm just going to dip my 217 into a little bit of the definer shade, and I'm just going to place that just right into that outer corner. And then just work it into sort of the V of the eye and then up into the crease as well. I'm also going to just take a little bit of that right underneath the bottom lashes, just on the outer corner, just to sort of tie in that darker color. And it's also a little bit of a trick if you want your outside lashes to look a little bit more dramatic. Add a little bit of darkness right on the outer corner. It kind of pulls your eyelashes out that way. Alright, so I've just went ahead and blended that all together. And then now that I actually have it on my eyelid, I might have to include this in my review at the end of the week, but it actually really reminds me of a look that could be easily done with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I kind of just stopped and I went, yeah, that's what actually is really familiar. Maybe the lid shade is not as peach, but like I definitely feel like this is the look that you could easily do with that other palette. So from there, I'm just gonna go ahead and curl my lashes with this torture device and apply mascara, come back and I'll show you how to finish up the rest of the face. Alright, so that's the finished eye, and then for the face, I've gone ahead and done my contour off camera. For that, I've used NYX Taupe Blush. Yeah, I got a new one, right? Because my old one decided to just die. Like I used that like right to the end of its life. And then at the same time, might as well include this in here too. I picked up this guy. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in Bright. I barely swatched this with my finger. I haven't put it on the eyelids yet, so definitely let me know if you guys would be interested in me doing a week with this. Also, I got so many questions over the last couple weeks, and I just sort of never addressed it in a video because if you guys didn't know, I kind of pre-film these weeks ahead of time just so that I can continue to sort of edit and have a week ready to go. So like if I get really sick or something, you know, at the very least I'll have like sort of a week buffer. And yeah, so many people asked me what that green yellow nail polish on my nails was. It's this little mini one that I picked up from H&M. It cost like $2, and all this time I thought it was like a no name. It does have a name. It's called The One. I don't know if that helps any of you guys. I picked this up like several years ago and it's just kind of been sitting in my collection. I've been trying to find a dupe, like drugstore dupe or whatever, inexpensive dupe for this nail polish. Can't find it. This actual nail polish is not very good. It ships in like 3 seconds, you know, like an angel farts and it fucking crumbles off my nails, but I love it and I love the color of it. So anyway, that's what it is. So if you have any suggestions for dupes for this, let me know. Alright, and then for the lips, this is actually a makeup look that I would just wear with just lip gloss and go to work on days that I don't want to wear a liquid lipstick and kind of let my lips sort of heal a little bit. My favorite sort of like medicated lip balm, a lot of people swear by like the Agave Lip Max by Bite and stuff, but like I'm not spending $30 on lip gloss. So I get this medicated Blistex lip balm. If you're Canadian at all, this is like a staple. Like I have 17 of these. Like this is like my version of like Carmex or whatever that people have a bajillion of. I have one of these in my coat, I have one in my purse, I have one in my office, I have one on my nightstand table. Jeff has two. I have them in the stick forms, I have it in the pot forms. I love this stuff and it just like makes your lips not look like ass. I did want to include a little bit of sparkle because I was actually at Urban Outfitters the other day. I don't normally go in there, but I went in and they have like lime crime, like just as a display, which I thought was only for the States. Like I heard about the States having lime crime there, but they have it in Canada now. And so I think it's really awesome because it saves me on shipping and waiting on the products, and I get to like swatch them in person before I order them online. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that, and I might be going back and like purchasing some more stuff just because it's there, and I think that's awesome. But they have these guys, which are the new diamond crushers, and I basically picked up 3 that I thought were cool. And let me know if you guys want to see sort of a review of these because they're kind of weird. So I might be playing with them for the next couple weeks and then during a review and let you guys know like what they can be used for and whatnot, because I have some ideas about what I want to use them for. So this is one of the colors that I picked up. It's called Dope, and it's sort of a rose gold kind of color that has a little bit of like pink and blue shimmer in it. So basically what I've been doing is I've been testing them, just putting a little bit on the lips. They can be really intense, like they can be that if you want them to, but I've just been sort of mixing them. I've just been mixing it with lip gloss a little bit instead of putting it on top of a liquid lipstick, and it really lets the sparkle of it sort of shine, and it makes your lips look plump and fresh. So yeah, that's an option of how to wear those if you guys are curious or if you have them. As always, if you guys like recreate the looks, please feel free to tag me on Instagram or send me a picture of it, whatever. All my social media crap's down below. And yeah, hopefully everyone is doing good. And until my next video, I'll talk to all you soon. Bye!